our next presenter to be virtual, but give a warm welcome to Love Patel. Shh. Everyone's clapping. You can't see it, but everyone's clapping. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. And myself is Lovekumar, and I'm a senior R developer here at Cascadia. We are Vancouver-based data and AI consulting firm. We are dedicated to deliver tailored solutions for our clients to help them for their informed decision making. And today I'm going to talk about the portfolio analysis and management tool that we built using Shiny, and where I want you to imagine the world, finance world, where the data is not just in the spreadsheet or just lying down in the files, or rather it's just more dynamic and interactive experience. So before let's dive into it. So our client were facing some of the traditional challenges in existing portfolio and analysis and management, where different people were using different tools, and some of the people were using Excel and BI tool, where they have different approaches for the analysis. The people are creating their own databases, so there are multiple sources of truth, and leading to all people does not have access to all data. So it's fair to look at the very high level view and not real-time access some of the portfolio manager might have, because analysis is being done very much in the past. So leading up to all this problem, we're trying to solve using R and Shiny, and where we put our users in the center, and also we started building features and tools slowly in iterative process, meaning we design, develop, test, and release in agile fashion, and we by continuously having a feedback from the user, which really help us what we have today. And so far, what I'm right now, it can looks like something like this. And where on the left side, we have architecture, and on the right side, the application itself. As you see, we put all the databases into one place, and we have data virtualization tool where we analyze, where we process the data, and that gets fed into Plumber API. And Plumber API basically performs some of the complex calculation by integrating some of the advanced data processing tools like Spark and Apache Arrow, and that help us to put our analysis logic and business logic at the one place and compute outside of the application, which allows us to make our app faster. And that analysis can not only be consumed by Shiny, but it also has been integrated with the Python. And we also use POSIT Connect and R package manager, POSIT package manager for basically to reproduce our environment. And I'm just going to talk about each component little by little. So in portfolio management, where we allow users to create their own portfolio. They can delete the portfolio. They can transfer the data from one portfolio to another portfolio. They can also switch their studies, which all these leads help us to process the data in the UI, but also can be saved into database. So the UI reflects the changes as soon as they make it, and we have those changes when they're needed. It allows different people to collaborate within the one tool. As you can see in this photograph, you can see like when the last time they see the study. And it also helps them to customize their portfolio, meaning that this is something where it's not typical Shiny app does, where we have a tables, which is more interactive and dynamic, and meaning that they have to try and error by putting the data in the rows. They can change the column names. They can do some of the cell editing. They can add more columns, remove some columns. Also, once they are happy with that, they can run the calculation based on whatever what they have done. And in portfolio world, in analytics world, this is something is very helpful, because they have to rebalance their portfolio more often, and they have to see and tweak the so our inputs itself become tables rather than just typical inputs. And after once they are done with that, they can perform the analysis. R is complex. R allow us to perform some of the time series forecasting or calculate the overall statistics of their portfolio. They can also have access to real-time market dashboard data. They can perform some of the econometrics algorithm approaches, where they can analyze the data in the different views and different dimensions. And once they're happy, they can save the data set. Just a key point I want to briefly touch base while we are developing this app. Of course, we use Shiny modules and we packageize. Since a lot of speakers today talk about the modules, I'm not going to go much in details these things, but I'm just going to show you like what module help us. So we modularize our app and we package them together at one place so we can share across the multiple applications. Our modules, these modules can be dynamic, so meaning that they can pass a reactive data between each others. And it also speed up the development process because you can use modules in the different apps. And those modules can also be nested where you can pass one module within the another module, and it can be customizable based on the application needs. So basically, these modules are very loosely coupled with each other, and they can only interact by passing the parameters. So therefore, we are not allowing one module to completely change some of the outputs of the another module. It just through some of the best software practices where it should be the loosely coupled module. And this is something we talked about earlier too, about separation of concern, where each component of the portfolios are their own modules, and we can reuse it across the apps. And the Plumber API is a driving engine for analysis where we put together all business logic there. It provides a data retrieval for the Shiny users, Python users, or non-app users as well. They can import this analysis and they can run something out of it. And
Love, you got about 10 seconds left before you're at time. Okay.
Yeah, and these apps are also very responsive, meaning that we send alerts and we tell them that what is happening in the app, and it has to be it is very necessary. And this is the last part I want to touch base. Currently in our ecosystem, it does not allow us to inline cell editing data, calculating columns in the columnar-fashion and collapsible rows and row aggregation. So we come up with our own package using AgGrid, and that allow us to work on changes. All I want to convey here is very easy to create your own JavaScript widgets using HTML widgets, and it's very easy to integrate with the Shiny. And of course, there are some best practices out there you should follow. And it's still evolving. We are still working on the progress, but we see some of the real world impact already. And these are some of the resources. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you. Again, I don't know if you can hear it, but everyone's clapping for you. Ah!
Thank you.